Right now to that developing story out of Europe. The Polish president and the head of NATO saying the missile that hit a Polish farm just miles from the Ukrainian border, killing 2 people, was Russian-made, but appears to be an unintentional attack. NATO believes that Ukraine likely launched it while defending itself during massive air assaults from Moscow. But Ukraine's president is asking for more evidence. Regardless, NATO still says Russia ultimately bears responsibility. Here now for some analysis, On Balance anchor Leland Vittert. Leland, thank you for being with us. What can we learn from how the different world leaders reacted to this? And what do you think Putin is taking away from the situation?
Well, Putin tends to always escalate, and he got a little bit of a view, right, is that for at least about 12 hours, based on what U.S. intelligence was telling the Associated Press, people believed that this was a stray Russian missile. And even if Putin didn't plan for this to happen, which it now doesn't seem like he did, he got a view into, would the U.S. and NATO react quickly? Would they put U.S. and NATO forces, particularly the air forces or air defenses, on alert? The signals intelligence that the Russians watch for and watch troop movements and watch exactly what various leaders say is probably a pretty significant intelligence win for Vladimir Putin that kind of fell into his lap. Because if we look at the current reporting, Russia launched missiles at Ukraine. Ukraine launched missiles to intercept those missiles. One of them fell in Poland. So what a gift to Vladimir Putin.
Right. And Leland, General Milley, of course, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, said today he's been unable to get in touch with his Russian counterpart. So we see how all of these other countries' leaders are reacting. But what do you make of Russia's response so far?
Troubling, right? In so far that the way you deconflict situations like this, the way there's not miscalculations, the way that the Poles don't launch an attack on the bombers that launched the Russian cruise missiles as a way to defend against more cruise missiles coming in when we thought this missile came from Russia and the like, is you have the very top echelons of each government be able to speak to each other. And this worked very well with the Russians, for example, in Syria. The fact that the Russians aren't picking up the phone goes back to the beginning of the war in Ukraine. You might remember we spent a lot of time talking about that. There was weeks that went by that the Russians simply would not pick up the phone calls from top American officials. So that in and of itself sort of shows perhaps that we've slid backwards a little bit in terms of the idea on both sides to eliminate miscalculations. It also shows perhaps that the equivalent, the chairman's equivalent in Russia, is a little scared of Vladimir Putin right now.
It could be, yeah. And ultimately, this war does rage on. All right, Leland, tell us what's on the show tonight.
You haven't heard about inflation lately. Everybody seems to think inflation just sort of went away with the election. We're talking about inflation, but more importantly, the economy. And for a long time, we've been told, hey, inflation's fine, we're dealing with it. Be happy about the strong jobs market. There is now alarm bells ringing that the job market is really softening, major layoffs coming, some of America's biggest companies now issuing warnings as well. And that's something that we all need to watch.
Absolutely, yeah. And Wall Street was certainly not happy with it today. Okay, Leland, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.